Okay, welcome back to Fields of Fire in Normandy, 1944. Uh, well, I had concerns that it would be a terrible day for the Americans, but no, actually, we've gotten honestly quite lucky, I would call it. Um, we are on turn 4 now of the first mission, and we have wiped out most of the Nazi troops in in the village of Trevier. But not quite done. So we're gonna finish it out. Let's activate the COHQ. We're going to draw for him. Now he's also green. I don't know if I've been applying that exactly, but yeah, so he actually only gets 2 here, putting him at 3. He's going to activate. The COXO is undercover for some reason. I think he's always been undercover, and I just continue to not move him. It's fine. We're going to activate the first platoon headquarters. And from there, we can also activate the third platoon headquarters, because they're also in line of sight. I think that's an important one to activate. And then there's, well, I mean, technically I could activate the second platoon headquarters or the first sergeant. And the first sergeant hasn't done much, but I really don't know what else I would do with him. I guess we could probably talk about what we plan on accomplishing here. Basically, I plan on pushing forward some troops here, probably the 3-1 platoon with the 1st Platoon HQ. And then just maintaining some strong fire there. But, yeah, we'd also have to issue a ceasefire here, because technically, we have this going on. It's just kind of hard to represent, you know. But yeah, so we'd have to issue a ceasefire as well. So the first platoon definitely needs a decent amount of actions. So I hope he draws well. We could activate the first sergeant as a somewhat fail-safe. But to be honest, I don't know. It's hard to say. The second platoon, though, could go in and call off the heavy machine gun and try to shift that around, because that's just firing at nothing currently, and we don't need it to do that. So I suppose we'll activate the second platoon as well. And that would be it. Okay. So then we just go down to the platoons. Let's start with the first platoon. He is a green. He's not undercover. He's not pinned or anything. He's not under a VOF. Yeah, he just has -1. Okay, 3. 3 is not phenomenal, but it's something. He doesn't really need to care about infiltrating, because the PD, once I send a troop in, the PDF will shorten to this card, so he's not really at risk. So he's just going to move in, be exposed, and drops him down to 2. Then he's going to send in 3-1. Which now, I think that assigns a new PDF? I mean, these are 2 separate PDFs, yes, because this is now firing into this card. So then our third and final action will be to call for a ceasefire. Removing this. And this moves here now. And we should have a crossfire here, and I don't know why there isn't a crossfire. Well, there you go. I don't know if there probably was meant to be a crossfire last turn, and I just forgot, but you know how we do it. Okay. Let's have 2nd Platoon HQ go. He just has the -1, which is 3, and he already has 2, so he's up to 5. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do a platoon move. And that costs 2, and then we're going to order a ceasefire, which removes this. This fire team, if it spends the rest of the mission shooting there, I'm not overly bothered, but yeah, I mean, we would probably like to get him activated so he can go in there and reveal the potential contact. And he can slip into the trench as well. Either him or the assault team, to be honest. It doesn't really matter much to me, but since he's firing, we probably want it to be the fire team, so we'll worry about that later. There's no more crossfire, and this is down to small arms fire. Then I could ship the HMG off. I could actually send it here. In which case, it would just open fire here as well. Yeah, I mean, it's got 2 ammo left. We can reveal potential contact. It's kind of risky, because if we lose that, I mean, we fucking lose it, right? But I don't think there's going to be another artillery mission. Or an artillery incoming. So we'll do that. That opens up this PDF here. And that switches to heavy weapons. And now there's plenty firing. Yeah, I'm trying to think if this LMG fired or not. Last turn. It must have, right? We removed the incoming here. And that's when it opened fire, so it must have fired. I don't think I took an ammo here. Or do they have 4 ammo? They have 4 ammo, so maybe I did. Maybe I was on top of it. Alright. Then there's really not much we have to do. Yeah, there's really not much I have to do. Now, the problem with this fire team is I don't know who the fuck it's assigned to, so it's probably just going to be general initiative. But I really should mark these things if I split them off. Same with paralyzed. I think those are still... I don't know. Are Who are we controlling currently? The 2nd platoon? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this 3rd one, we're probably gonna rally the fuck out of this guy with 3rd platoon. Alright, then let's just save 2nd platoon there. 3rd platoon then, he just gets the -1. Reshuffle. Okay, so he gets 3 more. That puts him at 5. And greens can actually only save 3. That's very interesting. I don't know if maybe I violated that. I think I violated that maybe once. I don't know. All right, but he's got 5. I don't really have much that I need for him to do at this point. We're definitely not moving into this unless I want to move someone in and call for a full ceasefire. which he could. He's got Green Star Parachute, so he could actually call for the ceasefire. But I don't want to do that until this is paralyzed or a litter team. So we'll just wait. But that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So really, we're just going to rally this to a litter team and then rally this to a fire team. And then we could reconstitute or what is this? Supplement a squad. Yeah, we're just going to supplement this squad back to 3. And this gets removed. So that was 1, 2, 3 actions. Okay, brings us back down to 2. And then I don't think we really need to do much. I can put the 3rd Platoon HQ into the cover up in the building, but that's not really beneficial. I could ship the LMG off because it's really not necessary at this point to be here, and it's just a waste of ammo. Yeah. I'm going to ship this just off to this woods. Just for shits and giggles, and then I'll just wait. Alright, also... Oh, no. You are there. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, okay. So then the XO activates himself. And he's not good. I think probably he's going to get, like, 1. Well, he's green, so that's -1. And he's undercover, so that's +1. So really, yeah, I guess he gets whatever. Okay, he's 1. What is the XO gonna do with 1 action? Not much, baby. Not much, baby. Yeah, I don't need him to do anything for now. So just save it. First Sergeant gets activated. He gets +1 for being a badass veteran. So he gets 4 on top of his 2. He's up to 6. He can do anything he sets his mind to. Problem is movement, of course. Thankfully, this guy's pinned, so right now he's not going to shift fire, so I can kind of move things wherever I want. So I suppose I'll order the mortar sector and the artillery forward observer up, and then he'll follow him. So they'll all be exposed. And that's 3. And that's probably good enough. Alright, that's everything. So then general initiative 1. Okay, then it's as I wanted. It's just going to be this fire team moving up here. Into the trench. Also exposed. I guess I could have had him infiltrate, though. Yes, let's do it. 1, 2, no infiltrate. You are exposed. Okay. Alright, that's all our initiatives. So now we do enemy activity check, which is just this guy pinned undercover and in a very bad situation. He's going to draw 4 options, and he's taken 3, so he's going to attempt to rally. You go, guy. No, and no, you are not rallying shit. You are about to be pulverized, then. Capture or retreat? Technically, no, nothing. I had 1 paralyzed unit that would have retreated at this point, but now, no. Okay, then remove existing incoming, which is here. That's no longer relevant. Potential contact. Yep, we've got a few, starting alphabetically with this A. We are currently engaged still, because there's just... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yes, we're engaged. There's 2 cards with VOFs. Okay, so we're drawing 5 cards. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. No contact. I don't know if there would have been much anyways, but maybe. Alright, then the Bs, which is this one and this one. 2 options here, and we're taking the first one, so the HMG one. And engaged with B is 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Contact. Rolling on the B chart. 10 options. 6 is strong point. Not applicable. I mean, if things have to be placed to the front, then no, it's not applicable. Even if they couldn't be placed, or if it wasn't to the front, if it was any direction, still nothing, unless they were allowed to be placed behind me here. That would be the only applicable spot, but I'm pretty sure this is not allowed. So then we redraw 2, which is... Wait, what did I draw the first time? 6? Did I do that right? I think I didn't. I did not do that right. It's supposed to be 7 to 8. No, it was 4 to 6, so it was a 5. The MG nest, right? Now I drew a what? I'll get there. I drew a 2, so that's a 2. Incoming, but they don't have any more, or do they? I think they only have the 1 incoming. If the spotter has a second fire mission, but there's only 1 incoming marker. I mean, that's how it worked in the training, so I'm not quite sure. That's why I wish it was a little bit clearer, of like just laid out in front of me what the counter mix is. So it's basically whatever's in the box, which makes it really hard. But I assume, I guess, there's a lot more incoming than 1 incoming at -4, right? Or -3. Hmm. No, I think there is going to be an incoming. But if that's the case... I mean, if that's the case, you never run out of incoming. So it must be limited by the how many fire missions they have. Hmm. 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 Fuck. Hmm. Interesting. I think I've been playing this incorrectly. I think we might have to go back to the first result. Because this person is suggesting that there isn't a limit in that way to placing enemies. Hmm. And I don't know where the fuck in this rule book it talks about that. But I assume it does. But this post seems to suggest that you just add more to the map. And so I need to go to the section about, like, where it explains what that means. Boy, oh boy. Which is a good question for sure. The limit of advance marks the line beyond which you may not advance during this mission. Place it horizontally along the top row of terrain cards. As with left and right boundaries, enemy units may enter play and move beyond the LOA. Your units may fire across but never move across it. Enemy units may appear, move, and fire at yours from beyond those boundaries. So that's the thing that's fucking me up. You know, I assumed it was just like that's the limit. That's the map, that's the whatever what it is. But no, it's not. I mean, that's the map essentially for you, but enemies can appear from anywhere. lot of... Fuck. Oh, God. I need to watch someone that really knows how to play. Jesus, yeah, I think I'm supposed to extend this map a lot. I mean, we don't place new potential contacts or anything, but yeah, I mean, it seems like it would be kind of difficult to have a situation where no contact occurs because you can't place a package. That seems really tough. This says... If an enemy unit is to be placed at max range and the terrain card allows for line of sight to pass through it, continue to draw terrain cards until max range is reached for the enemy unit, or a terrain card is drawn that blocks line of sight through it. Good God, this seems really complicated. Fuck. God, and there's just these big discussions. And there's no developer or designer that ever comes in and is like, look, this is how it works. Stop discussing it. Like, it never happens ever with this game. It's just endless discussion about how this should be interpreted. I'm still not 100% clear on adding cards to the map beyond the left, right edge, or line of advance. If I'm in the last row of the line of advance, which we are, and I resolve a PC marker that gives a package with an L range and told to place it directly front to max line of sight, do I stop as soon as it looks like a line of sight has been reached, or do I continue on to see if a hill or other terrain feature might change the line of sight and then place the enemy unit accordingly? The answer, according to 8.4.5. Let's go to 8.4.5. Just so we can read it ourselves in the rulebook. Good lord. Here it is. Unless otherwise stated in the mission book, the placement of enemy forces may cause the map to expand past its original configuration by placing additional terrain cards. Enemies already on the map who move off it do not cause it to extend. Units are simply removed from play. Right, so when they fall back off the map, they're just gone. But if the map has been expanded, they will move on to those cards. To expand the map, draw a new terrain card from the deck and place it where needed. If it's a hill card, place it and continue to draw new cards to place on top of it until you get a non-hill card to place on the top. If an enemy unit is to be placed at max range and the terrain card allows for line of sight to pass through it, continue to draw terrain cards until max range is reached for the enemy unit, or a terrain card is drawn that blocks line of sight through it. Keep drawing out to max range if there is a chance that hills or upper stories could provide line of sight. As described in 2.4.1, friendly units may not leave the original boundaries unless specifically indicated. As such, if a mission goal is to clear a row or column, only those cards within the mission boundaries need to be cleared. Well, thank God for that. Okay, so yes, we're going to go back to then my original results on the 10, which was a 6, which was package B6, which is a 5, which is the machine gun nest. An LMG with 6 ammo in foxholes, or the HMG with 8 ammo in the foxholes. And the thing with the counter mix, it literally is just kind of irrelevant for us, sort of. Just in general, because it says that if they're removed from play, I think it's really just a factor for like really big missions. And if you have two, like, or if you have like 4 HMGs out and it tells you to place another one, you can't spawn another one. In the real world, this would just be obvious. Just like, okay, I can't place it. Here, where I can kind of just duplicate them, it's possible. But yeah, we wouldn't do that. So that's fine. But as soon as you destroy one of these things or they fall out of removed from play or whatever, they just go back here. So you can keep spawning HMGs forever. So that's almost never going to be a concern on just normal missions outside of the really big ones. So first we need to decide if it's an LMG or an HMG. And we're going to draw this one for 2 options. It's an LMG. So an LMG with 6 ammo and foxholes. So we can grab that. LMG. Where's my LMGs? You shouldn't be here. You're not relevant. LMG in foxhole. And it's going to be unspotted. Then we have to determine this, whether it's point blank, so it's in the card, or it's at max line of sight / range. So we have to determine that, which is a out of 10, it's an 8, which means that it's at max line of sight or range. So then we have to determine, again, from here, this is this potential contact we're resolving, the direction from that card, whether it's straight to the north or to the northwest or the northeast, depending on left or right or blah, blah, blah. So this is 8 options. It's going to be 8. So that means it's to the right front. So that means it's here. So then we're going to go here and we're going to draw the map expansion deck and flip that over. Now, the specific rule, draw new turn, if it's a hill card, place and continue to draw. If an enemy allows for line of sight to pass through it, keep drawing out to max range if there is a chance that hills or upper stories could provide line of sight. I mean, that's true. A hill here would allow for him to still shoot. However, if it's not a hill on the next card, we wouldn't place anymore because he can only shoot out to long range, which is 2. So if this isn't a hill, we're just... Okay, so it is a hill. Interesting, there's no more snapping there. Okay, so it's a hill, and on top of it is the woods. And that's where they go, because then they do have line of sight on the HMG. And they are shooting. And that is correct. And that's pretty bad. There you go. Now... Now, what's weird is... if this thing moves, will this just shoot here? Do I have to draw terrain here or something to see if it's applicable? That's another question. I mean, it's not relevant at the moment. Yeah, I mean, the map, it says doesn't extend. Except for placing new packages. So I don't know how... I don't know how that works. I have no idea, and I'm not quite sure what to look for to get that answered. I mean, if we interpret all this literally, then there is no line of sight here. These are not, it just, it's just whatever. It's obstructed. It only has line of sight here because that's all it needed to have. That's how I'm going to interpret it. So, that's that. Everything's placed, everything's done. Just let it be. So then this potential contact, we're still just engaged, and that's a B. So we're looking at 3 cards. One. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, it's another B. This is gonna be bad, man. We gotta wrap this up quick. Alright, so we're drawing another B. 10 options, 3. That's number 4. Mines and HMG nest. Mine/HMG with 8 ammo in foxholes. Mines on the triggering card and HMG at max line of sight / range. Okay. Fine, I suppose. Mines. What the hell's a mine? I guess it's this. It's just a fire team. If they die, I'm not gonna cry about it. I mean, we claimed the secondary objective one way or another. Right, and then it's an HMG with 8 ammo and foxholes. Good God. Okay, this thing has very long range, so this could get messy. Let's determine a direction. Again, that's 8 options, and we got 4, so that's going to be to the front. Now that's kind of interesting because it's almost certainly going to be up on this hill. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna draw another one here. That's correct. But okay, why are you not? That's correct, but they can be up here. I don't know if... I don't think if there was a hill here, they could all... I mean, that doesn't really make much sense. I don't think so. So I think they're going to be here, but they can't be placed here because there's already a unit there. So no, actually they would be here, wouldn't they? That's the only option. Unless I need to go back and look again at the elevation rules, if there could be another hill, and they can fire over one hill and over another card. That seems really unlikely. Yeah, it allows you to trace line of sight over blocking terrain at lower levels. So no, it has to go here. Interesting. Well, okay. All right. Yeah, this fire team is quite fucked. Although this is only an automatic. It also has this grazing fire, so it actually is shooting here and here and here, right? And it's shooting all the way out to very far. If a tripod-mounted machine gun is firing at range, not point blank, it exerts its VOF into every card along its PDF up to its maximum range, as long as all the cards are at the same elevation or all uphill/downhill, and line of sight exists. Okay, so they do have to have line of sight. Okay, well then that limits it somewhat. Then that's not as bad. They're really just shooting here. Yeah, it's not too bad, all things considered. He might survive. The mines are probably the more dangerous thing, and we'll have to look up rules for that real quick. I assume that goes off. Anti-personnel mines produce a VOF that mainly affects infantry units, blah, blah, blah. Have any infantry unit or vehicle, friendly or enemy, that enters or moves within a mine card, check for a mine attack by drawing 3 cards for each unit. If any card contains a burst icon, then the unit has been hit. Flip the mine marker to the explosion side, place it on the affected unit as a reminder to implement the hit during the combat effects segment. That's when they enter or move within a mined card. Did he enter it this turn? Is that what it counts? According to 871, there's something to be said about it. Yep, mines. Place any mines VOF marker discovered via potential contact on the draws 3 side on the same card. As the unit resolving the potential contact, every unit currently on the card, friendly or enemy, must immediately do a mine check. Okay, so I would be right now, we're resolving the mines. We're drawing 3 and checking for the boom icon, I guess. If any card contains a burst icon, then that unit has been hit. Unless otherwise mentioned in the mission instructions, you cannot remove a minefield. Flip the mine marker back to its draw 3 side in the cleanup phase. Interesting. Okay, mines are pretty nasty. Alright, so we're drawing 3. 1, yep, there it is. 2 and 3, of course it is. He's pretty fucked. It's a -4, and that is going to apply this turn. But, hey, potential contact's done. Let me, I know, I flipped through this rulebook a lot. I just want to know the exact definition of what it means to secure a card. I assume there's just no enemies on it, because I can't remove a minefield, so that can't be relevant. A secured card is a cleared card that is also friendly occupied. Oh, fuck. So it's cleared if it doesn't have enemies or the PC. It's secured if we also have a unit there. My objective here is to secure the primary and secondary objectives and clear rows 1 and 2. We have now cleared rows 1 and 2. We have not secured the objectives. And if this guy dies, I'm gonna have to send like the assault team in there to handle that. And he's gonna be under the automatic fire and have to do the mine check. Fuck. I mean, that's a really shitty one for my secondary objective. I really hope he survives. I mean, even if he's paralyzed, right? That's friendly occupied. Yeah. I mean, a paralyzed team is still a unit. Still occupied. So as long as he lives and doesn't just get killed and converted to a casualty, we're still good. And the chance for him to be a casualty is I mean, relatively slim. So I'm optimistic. All right, that's the potential contacts resolved. So next we're pinned recovery, which is this and this and this, and that's it. Okay, and then combat effects. Let's start right here. He's under a lot of fire. He's got +2 and then -4, so he's got -2 overall. You gotta be kidding me. We missed him, which means he's no longer pinned. Fucking hell. We remove. Did I do an enemy activity check for him this turn? Or did I skip that? God, that was like 8 years ago. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember drawing for a rally or anything like that. I'm doing this. I don't remember doing this video, this turn. I don't know how I could have not done it. It seems weird for me to have skipped over that. Like, really weird. To the point of, like, I'm really second-guessing myself, because mentally I feel like I didn't do it, but at the same time, it's, like, insane for me not to have done it. But I just have no memory of looking at this chart, this video, and being like, oh yeah, pinned undercover. So I'm doing it. I can't imagine. Okay, it was no action, so it doesn't affect anything, but it seems crazy that I would have missed it. Then that's where it is. It is what it is, and I have to deduct ammo. So did I just do that? No. All right, so you use up an ammo. You're down to 1. Oh, you actually would be firing at this, wouldn't you? Yes, you would. You definitely have line of sight there. Automatic weapons. So we can use one of your ammo and resolve that. Technically, he's only got the +1 because we're coming in from the bokage or whatever. So he's got +1, +2, -1. So he's at a total of +1. +1 is a miss. Okay, not much there. Then we do this. This is drastic. +2, +3, -6. So -3. Hit. Yep, correct. He's a line, so it's a casualty. Fuck. Well, that was the one thing we were hoping to avoid, and I was saying how kind of relatively unlikely it was, but there you go. Done. Casualty performed. And then there's this one. It's +2, -2, so it's a flat 0. Of course, it's a fucking hit. God damn it. And for a line, that's 1 fire team. So we just pull 1 fire team. And they are both pinned. Alright, them's the breaks. I gotta do something about this shit now. Okay. Technically, no, I don't think I have to deduct any other ammos. I mean, we're really only concerned with... Where's my other LMG? Oh, it's still down here. Okay, yeah, so we really only care about these two. The mortar will start firing next turn, though. But then we're gonna just clean everything up, and they will now... this thing shifts fire. So the automatic weapons are here. Did I resolve this? Oh, no, I did not. I skipped over this. Of course I did. So that's +2, -2, and then -1. So -1 overall pin. Okay, then technically for a brief moment this would switch to small arms, but then as the exposed comes off here, it goes back to heavy weapons. No longer exposed. It could be worse. I mean, realistically, it could be worse. The LMG is drawing fire here, and we're probably gonna pull that thing back. Losing the casualty kind of sucks, or losing the fire team there. But you know, it's not the worst outcome possible. So we're gonna be probably sending in a platoon into the trenches there to help dodge the minefield a bit. No, it's actually -1. Is that for artillery or just that's not for artillery, or that's not for mines? That would be crazy. Yeah, it's just any incoming, not for mine. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, then turn 5 it is. CO gets activated. So the plan is, I mean, we're basically just going to continue to bombard this guy. It's either that or I just send in like an assault team. But yeah, I think bombarding him still is probably the easiest way to do this. We just got unlucky with it, but we have so much firepower going downrange. We'll just keep it up. Then, yeah, I mean, I would certainly like to rally the HMG, but even more so, I'd probably just prefer to pull him back. So that might be where the general initiative goes, is just pulling back the HMG. Because then they really don't have anything else they can shoot at, and so they'll just kind of disappear. And then we're going to send in a platoon into the trenches here. And I guess ideally I'd also like to pull back the LMG, because I don't even care really if I'm shooting at them. I'd rather not risk it for no reason. Like, I don't gain anything. I don't get... I mean, I was about to say I don't get XP for killing it, but that's actually not maybe true. You get 5 points for securing the primary objective, 4 for the secondary, 3 for securing the attack position. You get 2 per card that had an A marker, and 1 per card for had a B or C marker. But yes, I suppose that is true. Oh no, you get 2 per step of capturing enemy prisoners, 1 per step for capturing an enemy casualty. We did that. You get 1 XP for performing a successful point-blank grenade attack. And you get 1 for successfully evacuating a friendly casualty, which would be nice, but maybe. I might move 2 units in that case. But these are both, like, you know, our fire team's got kind of... I'd have to pull back this assault team, and I'm not moving anything onto this card, so it's risky. But I could peel off a fire team from here, move them both in. But that's really not worth it, I don't think. Casualties be damned. We also have to worry about how much I can actually activate here. Does the COXO have a radio? Yeah, he does. Okay, so that helps, except he's undercover, so he fucking... Why did I never move him out of cover? Because we're actually... Well, no, we have... No, we're good. It's connected. As long as you have line of sight across the way, you know. So the first platoon, I have line of sight here. Or does he... Or does the... No, it's all one fucking radio band. The CO HQ doesn't have to have line of sight to everyone he wants to activate. That would be crazy bad. In that case, we may as well just have a phone network. It's the same thing. Pinned units are out of the... Oh. Pin units can be given a visual verbal attempt to remove pin marker order, including a subsequent XORed order. Their pin status is ignored in this case. Okay, so you can't just tell a pin unit to move easily. They have to be rallied first. Also, a unit undercover can't give orders. I think then he almost certainly would have been... Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rules and shit. But the bottom line is... It's a... COHQ's RT is the hub of the COTAC net. RT is used by PLT HQs. Staff and other units must connect to the RT to communicate. COTAC phone lines do not need to connect to the staging area. No, this highly suggests that everything does have to connect to the fucking CO. And it's not a network. In that case, I feel like phones are just better. Alright, well, let's just... We activated the COHQ. He's a fucking greenie. I don't know why he's so green, but he is. So he's got -1. Fucking hell. He can activate one thing, which is essentially just the first platoon HQ. God damn it. Alright, well, that's what we got. Who's also frickin' green, so he only gets 3. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what I'm really going to do with him. Because that's the thing. It's like, what is there to do? The second platoon needs to be activated. But he can't be activated. So honestly, I shouldn't activate the first platoon. I should have just moved the CO to, like, here. And that way, at least, then I have line of sight to basically everybody. So fuck that. Don't even activate him. Just spend your one action to move here. Also, this was supposed to go with the forward observer. Right. So then everyone's basically just activating themselves. So we'll use this card then for the, I guess that would be the XO. The XO gets 2 then. Well, no, he's undercover, so he gets 3. He's moving out of cover, because just stop it. Well, really, he's just going to move here from there, so that was one action. Then he's going to get exposed. Then he's going to send in the 3-2 platoon into the trenches. This is not a VOF, so there's no VOF here, so he can't infiltrate, so he does get exposed, which is kind of shitty. And then as soon as he does, he has to draw 3. That was one of my commands, though. 1, 2, yep, there it is. Oh yeah, very much so. Alright, so he's under mines. We have to hope that he just fully survives, which he can't not survive, is the nice part of it. But we need to sort of capitalize on his limited health there. But as long as... Well, that is true. He will start firing now. Which means there's now a crossfire coming in. Okay, and that leaves the COXO with not much else to do. I'm certainly not going to send any other troops into this Thresher. So that's reserved for the XO. Then the first sergeant is going to activate himself. 0. Wow, there is a 0. He's not undercover. He's here, and he is a veteran, so he does get 1. And he had 3, so there's that. The only other thing we could do to sort of just amp this up a little bit would be to either concentrate fire, or launch a grenade from the anti-tank, which is probably fine. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll attempt the grenade for 1. That's going to be 2 cards. Yep, there it is. Oh no, we need the grenade icon. Alright, fuck it, I'll exhort it. There it is, baby! Nice. Alright, so then we get the nice, fat -4 grenade. And then, fuck it. I mean, he rarely spends action, so he'll try to have some of these units, one of these units concentrate fire. There it is. So we also concentrate our fire a bit. Which I don't know why that doesn't come up as an option. Excellent. We also used an ammo here. Okay, then you can save that last one. That's fine. Then all 3 platoons can activate themselves, starting with first platoon, -1. He gets 1 action. He doesn't have anything to do now that he already did everything. So I guess you're just reserving your 1. Second platoon activates with -1. That's nothing. Thankfully, he had 2 reserved. Because we... Oh, I didn't really need it, though. That's true. We kind of covered ourselves. Yeah, I guess there really isn't anything to do. We're really being optimistic for the general initiative. Third platoon will activate just to maybe get some extra points. Yep, that's 2 more points here. And then I'm just going to hold. We're holding, baby. Perhaps I should be more aggressive. Perhaps I should have just moved on here and done a point-blank grenade mission. I mean, that's the smarter thing. And I could have just... Yeah, I mean, it's too late now. I already did all that other shit. But I could have just fired up the ceasefire thing and moved a troop in. But it's done. General initiative. 1. 1 solitary thing. I think the 50 cal is more valuable. So it's probably going to be the 50 cal. It's pinned, but it can move to an adjacent card, friendly occupied with no VOF. So it is going to move. The LMG is also kind of valuable, but I also want a target there for the PDF from the HMG. So there you go. Which means there's no VOF here, and there's nothing to that because there's no options there. So that's that, and that is all our initiatives. Now enemy activity check. This is a rare one for us that has never happened. Not under fire and no line of sight to an opposing unit. You remove the unit and place a PC marker. What PC marker do you put? I have no idea. I think I'd have to actually consult the rules on that one. 862. Place the same letter PC marker the enemy package was drawn from. That would be B. Now, it doesn't matter. We don't need to clear that or anything, but that's what would happen. All right, good. The Charlie goes back into the jungle sort of thing. I don't know. I should have resolved that randomly, but that would not have affected anything whatsoever. Neither one of these affect either one, so it doesn't really matter. But sure, just to be proper, we'll do this one. All right, he is not pinned. He is not pinned, and he has under fire from a different direction to its own PDF. Hasty tactics is 5 options. It's going to be a number 2. So that is going to be concentrate fire or grenade attack. So he's going to concentrate fire here, or attempt to, drawing 2 cards, looking for the crosshair. Didn't get it. He's pretty fucked. And then last but not least, it's going to be this guy, the heavy MMG, heavy machine gun. Same thing, I believe. Not undercover, or he is undercover, and he's under fire from a different direction to his own PDF. So 5 options. 2, he's also going to try to concentrate fire. 1, 2, he actually does concentrate fire, which is kind of bad. It's more likely these guys are fucked. Damn it. Okay. That's it. Yep. Okay. No PC. No, pin recovery would just be this LMG. Yep. Okay. Then combat effects. Start here. Maybe get some optimism here. So he's at the +1, +2, -2. It's an even 0 split, and that's a hit, baby. Paralyzed. So, I mean, if nothing else, we at least paralyze the bastard. So, his firing days are over. And he is pinned. But, you know, it doesn't change what's happening here, which is pretty bad. Next, you, under a lot of shit. I can't imagine. I really can't. -4, -5, -6, +1. So, yeah, definitely the -4 hit. He is paralyzed as well. Actually, he's a casualty. He's a green. He's a greenie. He gets casualties. Pull that casualty. So this card is now not enemy occupied at all. We do have to spend a mortar ammo. But otherwise, that's that. Then this one. This is 2 units. +2, -2. So it's an even split. First on the assault team. Miss. Nice. That's not the one I really cared about. The other one hits. The LMG gets reverted to a litter. Well, not dead. Can be rallied. I think anything other than a casualty, doesn't it get, like, automatically rallied? I don't know. We'll have to look at the instructions for winning a mission. Alright. Could have been worse. Then there's this, which is probably going to be worse. +2, -2, sure. +1, good. -4, bad. So -3 overall. Hit on the normal unit. That is 1 paralyzed, 1 litter. So that means that so 1 gets converted to paralyzed, 1 gets converted to litter, and then the final one gets converted to. Damn it! I did it again by having this highlighted, and you can't fucking delete. Oh, it did let me delete it. Wow. To a fire team. Okay. But technically, you know, we did it. We made it. Technically, there's no enemy fire whatsoever. Okay. Clean up this, clean up this. Technically there's no fire here, no crossfire. This would be all pinned actually. No exposed, no exposed. That's everything. All right. I think it's job done. I just have to get a unit on here and cease fire with everybody, which is just 1 aerial flare away. Turn 6. CO gets activated. Draws. 5. That's a lot. No, he gets 4 because he's a greenie. Well, he can activate everybody. He can activate everybody for like the first time since the start. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what he'll do. He'll activate everybody else. Whoop. No, he only had 4. All right, who's not important? Probably just the first sergeant doesn't need to be activated. But everyone else, there you go. Okay, the XO. No actions, so he has 1 action. I'm gonna ship the 2nd platoon HQ up there. So we can rally this, I don't know if that's smart, really. No, don't ship him. Ship one of these units up. We want to try to reconstitute this assault team into this squad again. I don't know. I don't know if a litter team can ever become an LMG again. I don't think so. Doesn't it represent your weapons just like fucked? That one, it's. Generic LATs are never tracked to their original unit. So if weapons teams, FOs, HQs, or CO staff are turned into paralyzed or litter teams, they can be rallied to generic fire or assault teams and used to reconstitute squads as described below. Yeah, that LMG is fucked. And I don't know how we ever get another LMG, but obviously that's a heavy price to pay, which is why I was desperate to move this thing back. We certainly don't want to send anyone else into the minefield, so this is just bad. It's just bad. I would need a lot of general initiative at this point to salvage this situation. Minefields suck. But all right, that was the CO. There was the XO's action, so he's done. Then the 1st platoon, he gets 4 plus his 1 is 5. Right, so now verbal visual communication. He cannot communicate to these guys undercover. I don't think the assault team's undercover, but maybe I'm wrong. So what would be nice would be to actually reform these guys into a unit. We have 3-1 with 2 units. That could be supplemented there. But then, like, where the fuck? I think, like, 1-2 and 2-1. Oh, 1-1's here with 2. But yeah, 2-1 got blown apart completely, and I think that's what this is. So I feel like I'd like to try to just recombine this back into what it needs to be. So he needs to go undercover for now, which is 1. Then he's going to rally this into a litter team and then into a fire team, which is 2 more. And then we go to attempt to reconstitute squad. 2 to 4 unpinned assault or fire teams. You draw 2 cards. And look for the word rally. So that's going to be 1 action, drawing 2 cards, looking for the word rally. I'll fucking exhort, of course. Did not get it. Okay, so they sit. Second platoon gets 3, so that bumps them up to 5. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But, yes, I guess I'll move both of us up. For 2. Then I'm going to rally this one into a fire team for 1. And then I can just supplement both the squads. That does not require an action or a draw. So those both get supplemented. We're also all very exposed here. Okay, and that was second platoon done. Third platoon, 2 up to 5. Yeah, he needs to then fire off smoke. The green star, green smoke. Well, it's a flare, but sure. So he's gonna release the pyrotechnic. I guess that just gets dumped, even though he'll get it back. But yeah, that's an action to fire off green smoke. So everybody that is firing on the map will cease fire. As far as my units are concerned. That includes this team over here, but then they will immediately begin refiring again, so it doesn't change any of that situation. But yeah, this all goes away because there's no units on that card. Then he's going to send in a unit of just, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I could send everybody in, to be honest. But there is a potential contact there. So no, we shouldn't be too foolish. There might still be something bad. We're actually down to... No, we're still engaged. No, we're not. This is not a VOF. So we're actually only at contact. Yeah, so it is a little risky. But yes, I'm going to send in first platoon. I wonder if he should have tried to infiltrate before I ceased fire then. Sure, let's do it that way, because before I ceased fire, there's VOF here. I don't know if it has to be... I don't think it has to be, like, specifically... It just says VOF marker. So sure, he'll attempt to infiltrate. I didn't get it. But I do have 2 more actions, so I'll spend 1 to exhort. Okay, we didn't get it. So he moved in. He's exposed. All this is going to go away. He's in the foxholes, exposed. And I'll just hold on to the 1 for now. And that's it. Then the first sergeant activates himself. And gets 5. I think he's gonna move himself and the mortar section up here. Just in case there's some nastiness. We might be able to... Well, I mean... Realistically, unless something spawns on this card, we win at the end of the turn, right? So, it's pretty good. All right, that's what did he get? He got like 5 actions, so he's here. He just spent 2, and so that's where he's sitting. General initiative, we have 2. Yeah, I could do some rallying, I suppose, of some kind. I could try to rally this stuff together. So let's try to rally to get rid of the pin for themselves. But each one is individually pinned, so I need to pick and choose. I think we probably want to rally the litter team, because then it'll evacuate the casualty, which is valuable. I don't think he'll ever get to casualty collection with them or anything, but sure. So we're going to try to rally the pinned litter team there. There it was, rallied. Okay. So he is no longer pinned, but he is still under the trench. Not that it matters. They're not being fired at or anything. So then I could spend the second one to actually just evacuate with the casualty. I don't see what else I would really accomplish. Oh, I could attempt to supplement this squad, reconstitute the squad. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's attempt that again. 1, 2, nothing. Okay, that's it for general initiative. Enemy activity. There's just this guy, pinned undercover. So it's the usual, our favorite option. 4, 3, he's gonna try to rally. 1, 2, he did rally. I don't know if that helps him much. Oh, technically, yes, there would be fire here. That is a unit. I forgot. No, we don't need that. Stop it. It's crossfire, small arms. Okay, that was that. And then that's all the enemy activity checks. We capture this casualty. That's good. Retreat any unpinned litter team plus casualty under a VOF marker 1 card. No, so they do not automatically retreat because they are not. So that was kind of irrelevant. But oh well. Yeah, that was kind of irrelevant, but it's fine. Potential contact evaluation segment. We are not engaged. There's still only 1 VOF on the map. So we just have contact with a B, which means 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a contact. Fuck. Potential contact for B. 10 options, and we got number 10. My favorite. 10 out of 10. 10 is the Flak 36 AA gun. Max line of sight range. 88 in a trench. That's this bad boy. In a trench. Yep. That'd be. And the direction. 8 options. 7. That is going to be to the right front of him, so that's here. So we're going to draw this. Woods. Only matters if this next one is a hill, and it is not, so he's going in the woods. We got a PDF here. We've got a high volume of fire, heavy weapon fire. And I don't care for it. Yeah, I think we're going to suffer some hits there, most likely. That's the potential contact resolved. Now, I suppose the question is, when do we win? When is the game done? Doesn't really say there, so we're gonna have to go deep into the rule book here. Playing a campaign, gaining experience during a mission. Doesn't really say when the mission's over. No, it doesn't. Okay. Cleanup phase, reattempt. No, it's not a reattempt. Why does it talk about where, when? Maybe it happens immediately. The mission isn't over until the end of the final turn, even if you have secured your objectives. There is always a chance the enemy will counterattack. At the end of the final turn, if the objective has not been met, both sides take a break as endurance and ammunition run low. Wow, okay, so I do have to play all the way to 10 turns no matter what. Now, you can definitely get to a point, I think, where nothing happens, right? Well, no, I mean, there's events. That's the thing, is I'm not playing with the events, which almost certainly would keep fucking me up. This would have been a very different mission with the events. But to be honest, I could probably play this mission like 5 or 6 times and still not be super comfortable. There's a lot of things I didn't even interact with. We didn't do events. I didn't fire off like almost any smoke or rifle grenades, or, you know, I did finally use one flare, thankfully. We didn't use the Jeep. We didn't collect any casualties. You know, there's a lot of stuff I didn't do, but yeah, needless to say, technically I would be firing at him, of course. So yeah, we have to hold these objectives now until the final turn. So we kind of have to deal with this thing. Which we will. We will. I just hope this guy stands strong. He's not in a good position. He's under some very heavy fire. So we need to, yeah, it's not going to be great. Okay, anyways, that was the potential contact. So all that's been resolved. Pinned recovery. These guys are no longer pinned. These guys are no longer pinned. That's it. Then hits. Well, we can resolve this. It's a +4. Kind of unlikely, but not impossible. He was almost pinned. Fuck. Oh, that would have been amazing. That would have really helped. That immediately would have switched a -3 to a +2. Good God. This guy, the paralyzed dude, has +1, +2, -1. So +1 overall. Hit. Holy shit. This is the card I needed on the flak gun. Damn. Well, it still would have been just a pin, but whatever. All right, a hit on the paralyzed guy. He's still paralyzed, but he does become pinned again. Here then, I suppose we got to resolve it. +1, -5, so it's the worst. -4. Hit, of course. And he is a line unit. 3 steps. So 1 step becomes paralyzed, 1 step becomes a casualty, and the 3rd step becomes fire team. Paralyzed, fire team, blah blah blah. And they of course become pinned. Meaning that this, for this brief moment in time, becomes all pinned. And we can return 1-3 here. 1 Oh, 1-3, yes. Yeah, I shouldn't forget that they have rifle grenades. That's it. That's all the VOFs. Done. Cleanup. Exposed. 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 Yep. That's everything. And then as soon as this becomes unexposed, they immediately open fire with heavy weapons, so that gets upgraded to that. Very nice, but our first sergeant is there, and if he switches that flak gun over to the farm, it's not looking good. The mortar section is doing what it does best, so I'm going to probably back off with him. Also, we have crossfire, that's right. So a -4 versus a +2, or +4, so it's at +0 right now. We can definitely do better, though. Maybe. We could probably have the artillery forward observer come here and call in an artillery mission. We've only used one of them, maybe? Or I don't even know if I called in any. No, I called in one. Yeah, I called in one. Yeah, okay. That's everything. So now we're on turn 7. All right. We really don't have much that I need to do or care about or anything like that. I do want to keep this guy here somewhat just to keep drawing that fire, but popping like a smoke here or something would help out immensely. Does he have a smoke? Well, he's not a unit anymore. Doesn't that mean his assets just like are on the ground and have to be picked up or something? I mean, I don't remember the specifics. Again, I don't even know where that would be located here. Of having to pick up an asset or what happens when you drop or some. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's in here somewhere. But good God. For those little rule questions. I'm pretty sure it's mentioned that if you lose your last step, but technically he didn't lose his last step. Right? I mean, when a multi-step unit breaks down to separate lats, place any items transported with a final non-casualty step. Okay. So we have the fire team and a paralyzed unit. So the fire team can still carry the assets. And that was 1-3. Who just has the rifle grenade. Okay. So then, yeah, we need to have like 3-3 go in there purposefully. Maybe infiltrate. And then shoot. Unless I can throw it to an adjacent car, but I'm pretty sure that was not the case. And now, once again, I have to try to find my pyrotechnics section. Which is not in this section at all. It's like way back in the day. Under pyrotechnics somewhere. There it is. Oh, that's not it. It's not. It's smoke. Right. Can only be placed on the same card. Right. Okay. So we have to send 3-3 in there to pop a smoke grenade and hope for the best. Ideally infiltrating, for sure. So 3rd Platoon HQ absolutely has to be activated to try to facilitate that. And then beyond that, the artillery fire mission would be nice, but we'll see what we do. All right, CO, -1, 4. Yeah, he's activating the 3rd Platoon. He's going to activate the... Technically, he does not have line of sight on the 1st Sergeant, but He could move and then activate the first sergeant, but then he wouldn't be able to activate the first platoon. But the first platoon's undercover anyways, so it's all he's trying to do is try to put that damn squad back together. So sure, the CO is going to move here. He's not under any risk here. And then he's going to activate the first. He doesn't really even need to activate the first sergeant. So he activated one, then he activated, then he moved. Then he'll activate the third platoon. I already did activate. That's right. Everything is the third platoon. The second platoon? I don't know really what I would do with them. Concentrate fire, maybe. I guess I could send a unit in here to capture that paralyzed unit, and we could cease fire here. So sure, activate the second platoon, and that'll be that. All right, then the second platoon will go, getting 4 actions. All right. So he's going to send in 1, 2. Exposed. So that was 1. He's going to call for a ceasefire now for the guy on this card. That was, yeah, he had 4. So 1 to move, 1 to call for a ceasefire, 1 to move to this card. No, ooh, yeah, we really don't want to do that. That's kind of bad. Do you have any smoke or anything we can fire off? Second platoon, you got the Red Star parachute. Yes, that is also a ceasefire. Okay, good. So then you'll spend you're here then. And you're going to use the Red Star parachute to call for the other ceasefires. I didn't really have to do both, but there you go. Yeah, I forgot about the minefield. Alright, so that's not applicable. Technically, yes, he is going to shoot here unless something else happens, but he'll capture this asshole. Good. That's all good. And he would start shooting here if this were like a field, but it's not. So, it's not. Alright, then the third platoon activates. Gets 4, plus his 1 is 5. Good, we got some stuff to do. We wanted to... Oh yeah, we were going to pop smoke. That's right. So we're going to try to have 3-3 infiltrate for 1 action. 1, 2. I'll exhort, of course. Yeah, boy. There we go. Infiltrating right under the cover of the flak gun. Into the foxholes. No exposure. You're not pinned, though. Watch out. And then... Oh, yeah. He's going to activate the smoke, I guess, on the general initiative. Assuming we don't get 0. Otherwise, this was just a really dumb move. But that was enough actions. That was 2. So then we're going to call for the... We're going to... risky business. If he changes fire... Well, no, it's not that risky. No, it's not that risky. We're going to platoon move to here. Although he's not even part of this. I can't even command this asshole. No, we did need the fucking XO or the first sergeant to move him. I always keep getting this fucking wrong of just like, he doesn't listen to this guy. He doesn't like him. He doesn't tolerate him. So no, I can't do anything. I can't command him to do anything. Then there's not much I can do other than... I can throw... Well, we can move the 8. Instead of the artillery, we can at least get maybe a grenade launch. So I guess we can still platoon move here. For 1. Or for 2. And then for the last one, attempt to call for a grenade attack. And we do actually have a PDF here now. So sure, 2 cards, hoping for a grenade symbol, and we didn't get it, and I can't exhort, so that's it. All right, self activations. The first, the XO self activates. He's a greenie, so he only gets 2 there. I don't think he's undercover anywhere. No. So he gets 2 actions. He could move here and attempt to call for another grenade attack, which is probably the sensible thing to do. So sure, he'll move up. Exposed. Actually, we're all exposed. And he'll tell the bazooka team to attempt to call. There it is. Okay, we got it. So that means we get our nice grenade symbol there. Good, good. It's just he's in the woods. The artillery would have been... I mean, this would have been really the smart time to do it. But I digress. We got something out of it at least. Then so that was the XO done. Then the first sergeant activates himself and gets like fucking 4 more. He has way too many actions. Where is this asshole, anyways? Oh, he's here. Yeah, he's with the mortar team. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can concentrate fire or something and then leave, but he's kind of... There just isn't much for him to do. He can't move around that much, which is probably why I should figure out how the vehicles work. He could also attempt to supplement this squad back together. All right, let's attempt to concentrate fire first with the mortar section. There it is, done. Concentrated. Then he's going to move here and become exposed. That's the second one. And then he's going to try to supplement the squad. Or do you even have to draw for that? No, that's an auto. So that's done. And then he could send him somewhere, but I don't know why I would really bother. We did most of what we care about. Concentrate, move, supplement. Yeah, okay. All right, then first platoon gets 2. Well, technically he only gets 1, doesn't he? Because he's... Oh, no, undercover gives +1. So he has 3, really. Okay, well, there's not much I can do. Attempt to reconstitute this squad again. Hell yeah. Give me that rally, baby. 1, 2. Exhort. Nope. Okay, I tried. Then there's not much else I can do. So thanks for playing. Save the 1. Then second platoon has not been self-activated or activated at all. There's really nothing I need for him to do at all, other than just like moving this guy out of... We can move here and move out of the potential firing line. But really, I'd be more likely to move him back rather than up here. Yeah, I think we'll just move him back, but let me draw for his commands. He gets 2 more, so he's at 3. He's going to platoon move and be back here, and he'll just be back here. Okay. Good. I don't think anyone is actually... Oh, no, I moved him here. That's right. That's right. Okay, yes. That's it. So that's general initiative. 3. Excellent. Okay. He's popping smoke. Which is 3-3 smoke. There it is. Oh yeah, it's a +2. But still, that's pretty good. And that covers the whole card, so that's good. So we really have +4 versus -3. Or they have +4. He's got +3. So, you know, it's reasonable. It's decent. It's helped. It helped out. Second general initiative would be to probably evacuate this shit, rally this shit together or something, and evacuate the casualty. We do have time now, I suppose, to actually get that casualty out of here. So, yeah, I think the litter team is going to just slurp up the casualty, and I don't think that's an action to pick something up. Oh, pick up, load, unload, embark. But it has to be any good order unit. Also available to pin and some LATs. So litter teams. I could have sworn the whole point. Well, maybe it's only if they during the retreat phase. Maybe they can't. Let me Google this again. I like to Google stuff about Fields of Fire. Okay, so any unit can pick up casualties. I get that. So I think I was just thrown off by this saying any good order unit, also available to pin units and some LATs with restrictions. And I think it's just not super clear. Here that a litter team is able to. Oh, I guess it's a movement action, actually. Yes, this is under the movement action. Right, okay, yes. So the litter team can then pick up the casualty with one action, and then they could move here with a third action. Just to get them out of there a little bit. Get them out of the minefield, for God's sakes. They are exposed now, but that's fine. Excellent. And you do not trigger the minefield upon leaving the card. I checked that. I know that. All right, that's all our initiatives. All done, all set. So we move on to enemy activities. And this one's the real question mark. He could change fire on a dime and just blow the fuck out of, like, my EXO and my 3rd Platoon HQ, which would be pretty bad. They don't really affect one another, but we will do it randomly. So this one, he's not looking good. He's pinned on the same card as an opposing unit and under cover. We have 5 options here. It's going to be a 3, so he's going to try to rally. 2 cards looking for the word rally. He got it, so he removes pinned. Doesn't matter, he's still getting captured. Nothing changes there. Then this. He is under fire from a different direction to its own PDF. So we have 5 options here. It's going to be option 2. So he is going to concentrate fire, or attempt to, on this card, which would not be great. 1, 2, he did. So he's concentrating fire here. I need another concentrate fire. That could put a bee in our bonnet, but it's better than these 2 guys, my command staff, getting their brains blown out by a flak gun. Sort of. I mean, somewhat better. Okay. That's it for enemy activities segment. Then capture. Capture any paralyzed or litter team alone on a card with unpinned infantry units with a VOF rating from the opposing side. That would be this. So we have to We have to convert this and spend a step and have that step capture this as a prisoner of war. And I'll go over just because I know you're curious. I know you're dying to know how that works. In the capture, aside, okay. Otherwise, a single step of any unit with printed VOF can guard any number of captured steps taken on a given card. The guard step is immediately removed from play along with the prisoners. Vehicles cannot take or execute prisoners. But multi-step units used to make a guard simply reduce the unit by 1 step. So, I mean, this is literally exactly what happened here. We converted it to 2, and technically, yeah, the assault team or whatever would go to the guard, but we don't have to. I guess we don't have to keep track of that, but sure. There you go. Guarding them. They're guarded. Excellent. Retreating, no one is unpinned under VOF now. The paralyzed unit would... I could have tried to have him rally instead of, like, moving the litter team with the casualty. And then at this point, he actually would have retreated backwards, which probably would have been the smarter thing to do. But I'm not that smart of a guy. Yep. Yep. No potential contacts. Pinned recovery. No, there's none of that. No, none of that happening. So then we go, of course, to our favorite time, combat effects. Let's look at it. -4 is the highest VOF. -5, -6, +4 is a total of -2. Yeah, that'll probably get the job done. Well, yeah, okay. Could have been better. But he's pinned. Which means this will convert to all pinned in a second. But before that second, we have to resolve all this shit. And it's not great. So let's do the paralyzed unit first. He's got +1, +2, +4. +4, -4. So flat, even, 0. Hit. Okay, the paralyzed unit then gets paralyzed. Same thing. The fire team, same thing, +0. Pinned. He's still pinned. That's fine. Then our line unit here, who is not pinned, so he actually only has... It's not good. It's a -1. Because he only has +3, -4, so -1 for him. He is hit, and it's double paralyzed. That's really shitty. But recoverable. Still recoverable. They're not casualties, so thank God for that. So we're going to pull multiple LATs. You get shipped back here. We've got double paralyzed and a normal fire team remaining, but you are all pinned. Everybody pinned. Okay, and that's it. And now we update VOFs, so this becomes all pinned. I wonder if... I don't think that fucks with concentrate fire. I think that remains, actually. Oh, you can actually crit with concentrate fire if you draw 2 or more crosshairs. And then they lose the benefit of cover markers, including field fortifications buildings. If the target is not under a cover marker, 2 concentrated fire markers are placed on it. Interesting. Concentrated fire marker is removed if LOS is subsequently lost due to smoke or incoming. But it's... They can still shoot into smoke, so it's not lost. That's if you're shooting out. Then we lose it. If the unit shifts or ceases fire, if the target moves away, or if the unit otherwise loses its VOF. But that's not the case here, so he does maintain that. I think that's the only other VOF that really changes currently, but we do have to consume this ammo. And I think that's about it. So that's that. All right, then other cleanup we have to do. We have to remove the smoke, of course. We have to remove this grenade. We have to remove exposed, 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 exposed. Okay, done. And then that's the end of the turn. This has gone on far, far longer than I thought it would. This is an insanely long mission, but we are very nearing its completion. Good God. All right. The COHQ gets activated. He is drawing a card. Oh boy, it is one fucking action. He can activate one dude. He can activate the 3rd platoon HQ. He can activate the 2nd platoon HQ. He can activate himself. I mean, he can do something with himself. He cannot activate the 1st platoon. He can activate... Where the fuck is my 1st sergeant? Oh, he's over there. No, I can't activate him. And then the XO. Where's the XO? Oh, I threw the XO off. He was here, I think. He can activate the XO. Well, it's really a question of what I'm gonna do with my time. Launching another grenade is probably the most sensible thing, to just keep hammering it home. So I guess just activate the 3rd platoon. No, we'll set up a little bit more than that. Activate the XO. Okay, the XO is drawing. He gets 3. He's going to call for a grenade attack. Again. Here. 1, 2. We got it. So that's the grenade back on. Hell yeah. And you're going to deduct an ammo. And then for the 2nd action, he's going to move back to this village. And then his 3rd action, I'm going to send the artillery. There's no risk of him shifting fire now. So it's all good. It's everybody. 1st sergeant activates himself. Gets 5 more actions. He's up to 10. I don't think that's even possible for him to have. I guess it's possible. But what the fuck am I doing with a 1st sergeant all the time? Nothing, really. Nothing. That's the problem, is I don't want to risk him. And this is just not... I'm just not doing enough stuff. Just due to the way the movement works and stuff. It's just, you just can't move that much. And I don't want to move units around unnecessarily. Especially these are under fire. Like, even if this is all pinned, it's still dangerous. I mean, I could move him in here this turn into the foxholes. I could have him try to infiltrate himself. And then he could just start activating and trying to rally, unpin and try and rally all this stuff over, you know, a lot of rally potential. But I can only spend 6. Yeah, I can still only spend 6, even if you're a veteran. During the day, you can only spend 6. He can just save more. But it's like, do I really want to risk my 1st sergeant? Even with all pinned, it's still potential to be hit. He'd have +2, you know? But if he goes in and exposed, then he has +0. That's not great. Just to rally these units that don't really need to be rallied at this point, because I don't think you suffer at all. So it's like, no, I mean, I don't really have anything to do. That's probably bad, though. I'm probably bad. But yes, basically, I'm going to save 9. Then the first platoon activates himself and gets 1, so he's at 2. The first platoon, all he cares about is trying to recombine this fucking squad, so go ahead and attempt it. 2 cards, looking for rally. Got it! Oh my god, I did it. Alright, so they return back into a normal functioning unit, which I think was 2-1. Was it 2-1? It must have been 1-1, 3-1. Where is 2-1? Oh, I must have thrown him off to the side or... No, where is 2-1? Unless I put it... Oh, I put it under 1-2. It's 2-1. Alright, so 2-1 returns back to full fighting form. You'll love to see it. Excellent. Then I have one other action. Who are you even split off from? Oh, you split off from 1-1. Alright, then go back there. Okay, next, second platoon activates themselves and gets 2, so they're at 3. Second platoon is, here. Right. You're basically just moving litter teams. So just ship the litter team down here. Brilliant. I don't have much interest in moving other things around. So there's that. That's it. And then third platoon activates themselves and gets 1. And there's nothing for you to do because you already called in the grenade, and you're not allowed to activate the artillery. So, yeah, the only thing you should really do is probably extricate yourself from the situation. But it doesn't matter. He's not going to shift yet, so fuck it, just save it. That's everything. General initiative. 3. Alright, well then, yeah, we're probably going to try to just rally these guys because I can't move them any further. I'm pretty sure... I'm okay. I think we need to check the campaign rules. Just to see, like, how much do I care. It says rally any weapons teams, spotters, and HQs on their fire team side or their good order side. Reduce all other LAT units to green experience level. Reconstitute squads, HQ staffs, company weapons teams with the LATs. How the fuck does that work then? Should I be keeping track of these fire teams more than I kind of just throw them aside, but that's when they're like done? Well, no. Okay, so basically we really do want to then reconstitute squads as much as possible. In addition to remaining LATs, steps from your other company units can be detached at this time to help reconstitute HQs, staff weapon teams, etc., or simply to rebalance your rifle squads. Yeah, so I have to keep track of their fucking steps. Because you could have 2 steps of a unit that is line, and then 1 that's green. And you have to keep track of that. Yeesh. Whereas during a mission, we can kind of reconstitute stuff. So we could actually spend those 2 actions... I think we should spend... Well, no, but I have to hold here. That's the unfortunate part. But we might have some more general initiative. This is not under a VOF, so we can reconstitute this to a litter and then this to a fire team. And then next turn, with general initiative, I could try to reconstitute this into a 2-step fire team. Or a 2-step squad unit. Which would be, I think, 3-2 is what this was. I don't know why 3-2 is sitting here. And then we'd have 3-2 with at least 2 steps that are in a line instead of fully green. Yes. The LMG, that's a company weapon team. But it says not attachments. I'm not quite sure what that means. Not quite sure what that means. It's not... Yeah, I mean, this is weapons platoon. I assume that's all this stuff. And then we also have the additional attachments. It might not mean this then. But right, so then we reduce... We reconstitute squads, staff, company weapon teams, with the LATs that are on the board that we still have. So yeah, the LMG is going to be green no matter what. Which is kind of annoying. But there's just no way around that. But an assault team is actually a line unit. So, yeah, bringing it back to an assault team, which is also another rally thing that we can do. Convert a fire team to an assault team, which is automatic if you're not under a VOF. So really we want to get everything back to an assault team, because they count as a line unit, as you can see right here, line unit. So we'd want to do that, potentially. But that's a lot of actions, and I need to fucking stay on this card. That's the annoying part. But anyways, that was all my general initiative. Enemy activity. It's this thing right here, pinned undercover, our favorite. Four options. It's a number 3, so he's going to try to rally. 1, 2. He did not rally. That's good for us. That's all the enemy activity. Yeah, I mean, I could have spent that things trying to rally these guys pinned so they could retreat. And again, it's probably the smart thing to do. But again, I didn't do it, so just deal with it. I don't think there's any pinned recovery going on, so no. Right, so combat effects. -4, -5, -6, plus a lot, +5 now. So he is -1 overall. Hit. He's finally hit. He's a line unit, so he gets reduced to an assault team, which means basically he flips over to this side. Doesn't really change his capabilities at all. And he becomes a line assault team. But they're both pinned. But now it's 2 separate things that I have to reconcile with, which is annoying. Okay, and then this one, which is a lot of units. Really annoying, a lot of units. I guess we'll just go left to right. So it's a paralyzed fire team, paralyzed fire team. They're all pinned. Everything's pinned. So plus 1, 2, 3, 4 -1 is +3 overall. First one, Miss. Fire team. Hit. Fire team becomes a litter team. Great. Paralyzed unit. +3 is pin. Yep. Next one, pin. Last one, miss. Which means he is actually no longer pinned. Was the first one? Was the first paralyzed? Oh god, am I gonna remember that? Was he also? Someone else was missed, right? No, this was the one that hit the litter. That was this one. It was a miss. So that first paralyzed unit is not pinned either. Okay, and they're all under the foxholes, of course, but they're no longer pinned. And then that's it. And we go to clean up. Grenade done. Exposed. Turn 9. We're still going, man. My god. All right. The CO gets activated. One, which is 0. But it's an activation, so he always gets 1. Great. 1 activation for you. I'm inclined to say I want to launch 1 more grenade, but can't he activate the art from here? Yeah, he's got a radio. The artillery FO has the TAC radio. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, unfortunately. He just has the SCR 610, which allows him to communicate with the battalion. So no, I'd have to be on the same card as him, which I'm not, and I can't afford to do so. So, not much I can do with that. Also, I need to deduct another ammo from this, so we can't keep doing this, especially because I'm keep wasting it by using grenades. So we're kind of up shit creek, but I really should activate something. I guess I'm probably going to activate the XO so that he can go and use the artillery and hopefully put this to bed once and for all. Yeah, so I'm going to activate the XO. The XO is going to get 1, which means he can't activate it either. Oh, God. Okay, well, you're going back here then. It is what it is. You're done. First sergeant activates himself. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're gonna do. It might be time for him to just infiltrate, because I don't know what else he's gonna do. He gets 4 more. He's up to 10 again. So I guess he's gonna attempt to infiltrate into that card. I'm risking his biscuit, because otherwise he's just useless. He's gonna exhort. Didn't get it, so he's gonna be exposed. It's risky, undoubtedly risky, but he's heading under the foxholes because that's where everybody is, and he specifically is exposed. But now he can attempt to rally the fuck out of this team, so he's gonna try to rally the paralyzed units. So first one, this far one on the end. 1, 2, nope. Next one, next to him. 1, 2, got him. Okay. So you are still paralyzed. You are not. You're over here. And all these guys are going to be retreating then. So then there's a litter team here that is still pinned. So we're going to do 1 more to try to get him out. 1, 2, and fuck it, we'll exhort. Nothing. Okay. And that's all he can spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. All right. Well, it is what it is. Then the first platoon activates himself and gets nothing, so he's done. Second platoon activates himself and gets nothing, so he has 2 still. Not really. I don't want him to risk the mines. I mean, there's a chance he doesn't step on one, but if he does, he's going to get blown to bits. Yeah, it would be a -1. And he can't infiltrate or anything because it's not a VOF. It would be worse than that. He'd be exposed. That's a hell of a risk for not great reason. Yeah, not great reason. So honestly, again, I don't think you're doing anything. I just don't need to risk it. Well, no, you could move back and you could send the litter teams in. Just to move him along. All right, you move there and you move the litter teams here. And that would be your 2. Third platoon activates and gets 2. Third platoon, you're gonna attempt to launch another grenade, just because that's what we do around here. We just launch grenades over and over. 1, 2, exhort for 1, nothing. That's it, and that's all you can do. So that's it. Everyone is activated. General initiative 2. Yeah, I mean, it's almost certainly going to be the artillery trying to call in an artillery strike here. So we draw 2 cards and hope for the best. 1, 2. We didn't get it. I don't think he can exhort himself. I'm not certain. Don't entirely quote me on that. But yeah, I guess he can. I'm pretty sure he can. Oh no, requires an originator HQ/staff to order, even if carried out in general initiative. What does that mean exactly? Because I have the XO there, don't I? Yeah, I have the XO. I mean, it's just like, I mean, they're words. The only units that may self-exhort are HQ and staff. Yes. Okay. However, what I forgot about, what I keep, well, this is the first time, right? And I think I fucked this up maybe at some point before, but he still throws the grenade. We just get a miss icon instead, which is -1 to the VOF. Which honestly achieves the same results, actually. So that's good. But otherwise, no, the artillery does not manage to call it in. And that's that. So that was my 1 general initiative. Yeah, that was my 1 general initiative, was to call that in. Then my second one is going to be, these guys are exposed. You do get exposed when you move into a staging area. It's just when you move between them, so they can't move again. I guess I'm going to try again to have the, I'm going to try to have the litter team unpin themselves. 1, 2, no. Then they would have retreated with the casualty, which would have been pretty nice, but it is what it is. All right, that's all my initiative. Enemy activity phase, starting with the HMG, which is that 1 step. Pinned under cover, 4 options as always. 4, that's it. Falls back. See ya. Back to business with ya. Then the other one, same thing, pinned undercover, 4 options. That's a 2. So it is going to do no action. Godspeed to you. However, we do adjust the PDF. He's no longer firing at this because he has only point blank range. So this is done, and this is done. Whew. First sergeant breathing a big sigh of relief there. Good. Then that's very bad for them and very good for me. This game is essentially over. Okay, next would be capture and retreat. Any unpinned? Oh, but they're no longer under a VOF, so no, they do not actually retreat. All right, never mind. Then pinned recovery, they are no longer pinned. You, my friend, are still very pinned, though. And we are going to resolve that combat. That's the only combat effect on the field. -3, -4, -5, -6, +5. So -1 overall for you. You're still pinned. Okay. We resolve the last of that ammo, so he's also out of ammo, which means at this point, yeah, he's just under small arms fire. This gets removed. The mortar section was also the one that was concentrating fire, so that's gone. It doesn't really matter though. He can't attack. So if anything, he's just going to be removed from playing with a PC there at some point, but I think the game will end before that. I think essentially the game's over. No longer exposed, no longer exposed, no longer exposed, no longer exposed. And we are good. Okay, turn 10. Final turn of the game. Just got to do the last wrap up here. We're going to activate the CO. He is going to get 4 activations, 4 commands. Yeah, I mean, just for shits and giggles, I suppose. We're going to activate the XO. We're going to activate the second platoon. We'll activate the... Technically, there's no PDF here. Oh, no, they're just out of grenade ammo. They're not out of small arms ammo. There's no PDF here, though. Maybe there is. Maybe they have guns, but I don't think so. So it's just that, which is still maintained. I don't really care, to be honest. I can send the HMG in, which still has an ammo, just to do it. So that gets sent in for 1, and then we'll hold. HMG is going to pump this back up to heavy. And that's it. So then we activate the XO. He gets fucking 1 action, but you already know what his 1 action is, calling for fire. 1, 2, we got it. So we have an incoming, finally, pending fire mission here. Hasta la vista, you Nazi bastard. Second platoon gets a whopping 4. He's going to be moving here. And then he's also going to be moving the litter team over, and we collect the casualty immediately. Evacuated, baby. That is a hell of a lot of work, but I assume it's even harder in real life. That's it for second platoon. He's good. Then everyone else self-activates, but honestly, I don't care. I mean, what else would I do? At this stage, I don't think there's anything I would do. The only one would be the first sergeant, because he can command all these guys to move and carry and rally and stuff, and that's probably the most important thing. So yeah, we will activate the first sergeant. He gets 4. No, he's undercover. Yes, he's undercover. So he actually gets 5. He's up to 9 again. Good God, first sergeant is insane. Yeah, so we're not under a VOF, so we can rally this to litter fire team for 2, litter fire team for 2, litter fire team for 2. But is that the actual smart thing? I don't think so, because they're still going to be green. I think it's probably better to bring them up all to line units. Or to assault teams. But you have to convert from a litter to a fire, and then from a fire to an assault. So there's another step. But I could get both of these from paralyzed. That's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I get them both to assault teams. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Again, I I don't know how you're meant to keep track of everything and all. Like, I don't know what you're meant to keep track of exactly or not, but sure, that's good enough for now. Because then they could try to reconstitute on their own back into a squad that I have on the board, which was I don't even know what color this was meant to be. I think green, right? That was 1-3 or 3-3. Maybe it was 3-3 that got blown apart. I don't know. It was one of these. We lost a good. Yeah, it was not great. In the end, it was not great. That was the XO, or the first sergeant. He spent 6, so he's down here again. And then I don't really care about the others because no one else is there, and it's fine. So we'll just skip it. We'll go to general initiative. A whopping 4 general initiative. Good God. I don't think that I have to put these guys back together. Won't he just rejoin? Won't the assault team just rejoin? But I guess I'll do it. I guess I'll do it. There you go. You're back together. Um, Now I can attempt to have them reconstitute a squad, but I really want to be specific about that. Because if I have 2 fire teams, the squad can't go back down to green. That would be bullshit. That's not realistic. The experience level of the reconstituted unit is based on the experience level of the LATs used for reconstitution. So yes, you do have to keep track of that, and you have to do that. So I'm pretty sure this unit 2-1 that I reconstituted out of 3 fire teams, 2-1 would now be marked as a green unit because all 3 are green. So that was actually kind of dumb, and I definitely had more potential. Yeah, dude, just activate. Okay, just go ahead and activate fucking first platoon right now. Okay, all right. You only would have gotten 2 actions. But I think, given all the turns, had I known that and thought about that, we could have bumped those up to assault teams for free. And we could have gotten this back to line. So I'm not going to do that. But, anyways, yeah, so that means that we really do want this to be an assault team again. I have 4 actions. I don't think I spent any. No, I spent 1 here, which is probably dumb. But I have 3 actions left, so we're going to bring this back up to an assault team. And then for our third action, we're going to attempt to reconstitute them. 1, 2, we got it. Okay, so then these assault teams go away, and we bring back a unit. I don't think it matters. It really doesn't matter. So it's going to be 3-3. And now he's full back in business, everything. And then I got one more, and I may as well make it a litter team. That doesn't really change much, but there you go. Okay. There is an enemy activity. He's pinned under cover. 4 options. He picked 3, which is going to be attempt to rally. 1, 2. In this case, that's kind of good because that lessens his defensive thing for the fucking massive artillery bombardment that is about to occur on his head. He's like, "Oh, I can do it, guys. I can rally. I got this." And he comes out of out of the dirt. He lifts his head up, and then the full might of the American military rains down upon his Nazi head. That's it for that. Then, yeah, there's still no VOFs. There's no capturing or retreating or anything. This flips over. Incoming, baby. Oh, it's incoming. Nobody is pinned that doesn't need to be pinned. So combat effects, which is just here. This is -5 plus a -1. So -6, -7. Uh, -7 versus -4 is a -3 overall. -3 is a hit. And he is a casualty. Get fucked. And that is how we close out this mission. No, that's just an LAT, whatever. And that's it. We win. We have secured both objectives. We secured the attack position. We did a lot of things. If we tally up our total XP, which is going to be over in this book, no, it's over on this reference card. No, where did I see it? No, maybe it was in here actually. Here, yeah. 5, 9, 12. And then we cleared 2 other cards that had A markers. So that's 16. And then we cleared 8 cards that had B or C's. So that's 24. We did capture a prisoner. It was just a 1-step prisoner, though, of course. So 24, 26, 2 casualties, 28. And we successfully evacuated 1, so 29 XP. That seems like a lot. That seems like a large amount. I feel like I did something wrong. But now I'm curious as to how you spend XP after a mission. Add up total XP. Rally any weapon team, spotters, and HQs on their fire team side to their good order side. I didn't have any of that. Because the LMG was supposed to just die, right? Although it does have a fire team, but I'm pretty sure it got reduced to a paralyze, and that was the annoying part. Reduce all other LAT units to green experience level, except those set aside as prisoner guards. Except those set aside as prisoner guards. So, right, this does not get reduced. So we still have 1 line assault team. But basically, any other assault teams that we had would be reduced to fire teams as green experience. Because that's your punishment for not actually reconstituting them during the mission. Then reconstitute squads, HQ staff, and company weapons with the LATs. So if we gather up, right, if we gather up everything that we've got here, ignore all this shit, and we just gather all this up, bring it down to the staging area here to organize everything. This is what we've got on the field. We've got 2 litter teams. We got a casualty. First platoon made it out pretty well. Actually, phenomenally well. They have 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, all full stepped. That's pretty awesome. They've got their LMG, their AT is still perfectly good. Um, yeah, they ended up extremely well. Then second platoon had the HMG, which is still here. That's good. They had, oh god, yeah, second platoon did not do well. They've got their 2-2. Yeah, but 1-2 and 3-2. Well, no, where the hell is 1-2? Where the hell is 1-2? Oh, all the way up here. Yes, that's right. I moved him up. Okay, so he unfortunately lost a step. So we need to spend. So he's going to get one green. So we go to 1-2 and just make one of it a green. And you'd have to just know that, I guess. I don't know how that affects things in the future, but there you go. Then 3-2, unfortunately, is going to be fully green because he got fully wiped out. So that's going to be reconstituted with this litter team and these two fire teams. And 1-3 is going to be, oh no, not 1-3, 3-3. 3-2-3. Sorry, 2-3 is fully reconstituted as a green unit. Two. I'm an idiot. 3-2. Green, 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 green. Okay. Then they had an AT as well, which was fine. Then third platoon. Yeah, really not so hot. So 2-3 is fine, and 3-3 is apparently fine, but 1-3 got all fucked up. Yeah, 1-3 all got all fucked up, and I don't have enough to reconstitute it. Well, no, I do have the one assault team on guard. So that's at least one green. And I evacuated a casualty, and then there's another one I didn't evacuate. But I don't think that's an LA. That's not an LAT. Right. But according to this, receive up to 6 green replacement steps after completing each mission, plus any returning veteran steps. So yeah, we do get 3 automatically. So really, this, what was that, 2-3 or 3? It was one of these. Doesn't matter now. 2-3, 3-3. Maybe it was 3-3 gets. He's all green. The artillery is fine. The first sergeant is, of course, perfectly fine. The XO is perfectly fine. This AT is fine. The mortar section is fine. But the LMG is not fine. And that's going to be reduced now with another green. So, yeah, was that the first LMG or second? That's second LMG is now green. Right. But then we can spend XP. It costs 1 XP to promote a step from green to line. Costs 3 to promote a step from line to veteran. You may only increase a step by 1 level of XP between missions. Any remaining XP can be used to purchase skills. Oh, skills. You lose any unused XP. When acquired, skill markers are immediately allocated to a platoon HQ, CO staff, or the CO HQ on the command display. No one HQ or staff may have more than 3 skill markers at any one time. Skills are expendable single-use items that may be used during an action attempt to make the action automatically successful, provide an additional draw, or be used for a general initiative command. For skills that cause an attempt to be successful, commands are still used and the cards still need to be drawn to determine if a critical hit or jam takes place. If a skill is held by a platoon HQ, it can be used by any unit in that platoon. If skills held by the COHQ or CO staff unit, can only be used by that unit. Skills are limited by what is available in the counter mix. Skills not used by the end of a mission are lost. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're basically just nice one time, like yeah, fucking auto infiltrate. Auto infiltrate for any unit in your platoon is pretty nice. You saw us wanting to infiltrate a fair number of times and failing to do so most of the time. There's not that many of those infiltrate symbols in there, I don't think. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now we cannot promote the my free replacements that I just got, which I think all of 3-3 just got that. But we could spend what 3 XP of my 29 to promote this back to line. That's pretty good. Um, but then yeah, we used 4 of the free replacements, so that is what it is. Um, we can promote all of our platoon HQs to line though for another 3, which seems well worth it. And also our CO and our XO, our HQ and our XO for another 2. We got a lot of XP. We could also promote like multiple platoons to full on veteran. We could promote 2 of them at least to full veterans. But I don't think that's as important for an actual unit. It doesn't affect command draw at all. It really just affects like what spotting or something. Like what is it? What is the purpose of having a veteran unit? You know, you only need 2 veteran steps to be counted as a veteran unit for a 3-step unit. That's good to know. Um, I don't know what the benefit of being a veteran is. uh, hmm. I mean, there must be some, but oh, maybe they draw more during an action attempt. That would make far more sense. Does that actually affect their command draw? Oh, yeah, it must, right? Um, now where am I looking? That must be the case. Where would that be under? Combat action, action menu actions. Let's draw a number of action cards. Yes. Yes, that is exactly it. Okay, well then that's a pretty massive benefit to be honest. Then yeah, we probably should have a couple veteran units. So we're gonna spend 6 to get them up to veteran and 6 to get them up to veteran. And that would be 12. So that brings us down to 9. And then, yeah, I mean, I might just leave it at that. And then we get 3 skills. Is that what it was? God, I forgot. Oh, no, they have a separate cost, apparently. They don't? I thought they cost 3 each, but maybe they're not that expensive. Maybe they're more expensive. Hmm. Skills. Okay, a general initiative one for 1 extra general initiative command is 2 points, 2 XP. That's really nice, though. I think I might give basically each platoon 1 general initiative and 1 auto infiltrate, and I'd be pretty happy with that. Except I don't think I can. Oh no, I can't quite do that. I mean, I can on Tabletop Simulator, but I should abide by what's here. So then I suppose just go for a paralyzed to assault team. That's pretty nice too. Okay, so then one general initiative. Oh, not the no. Yeah, here platoons, baby. It's all about the platoons. Auto infiltrate. The commandos for the veterans, and they get the skill for baddies. Okay, and that would be everything. That's all the XP, and that would be everything ready to go for mission 2. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure this is for available in every mission. So you always have your smokes, your flares, your rifle grenades. So no need to worry about that. And I'm pretty sure ammo resupplies as well. Um, I don't think it talked about having to buy ammo with XP or anything. I'm pretty sure you get it back. You reset all ammo and fire missions. So yeah, you don't have to worry that. This is not like some massive grand scale World War II thing where you have to worry about resupplying your rifle company with that. Um but yeah, then we go on to the Kerosene offensive. 4 columns by 5 rows. Good God. Even more massive. This was only 3 rows. It's almost double the size. Good God. Secure the primary and secondary objectives on row 5 and clear rows 1 through 4. This is like a 9 or 10 hour mission. Good Lord. Um Now, okay. So I'm gonna end this playthrough here. I mean, I know we only did the first mission, but yeah, it's a massive time commitment for me to sit here, and honestly, I really don't know how interesting this is for anybody but me. So yeah, and it's just an amazing game, really it is. I mean, it's absolutely one of the best board games or card games or whatever that I've ever played. Incredibly well designed, incredibly just intense and exciting each step of the way. Um, just superb. Um, but yeah, it is very complex. There is just so much going on, and at a certain point, like I'm good at managing rules. I'm good at learning rules, and I'm generally good at maintaining sort of a board state and being observant about all the different factors and stuff. But this is next level. There is no board game ever that has this many that I've played that has this many different factors to keep track of. Uh, and you're playing solo. There's no other players around to be like, oh, hey, by the way, you forgot this. Oh, you forgot. Oh, no, we got to put this here. Like, it's not a 4 player co op game where everyone is invested and everyone's watching the board and keeping track of everything. It's just you. And yeah, if you forget something, it's like no one tells you, so you don't even realize it a lot of the times. But then, like we did, we realized we fucked up, and then it feels kind of bad. It feels like, oh, this is kind of scuffed now. You keep going, and you keep having fun and everything, but you feel it a little bit, like that was a bummer. You would like to, as a solo gamer, be on top of everything and have everything be correct and be as intended, and this is just an extremely hard game to do everything all the time as intended and to remember everything. I'm sure I could play this game for 150 hours and still be like, oh, fuck that. No, that I messed that up. I mean, we completely forgot about events entirely because I had never been introduced to events, so I just didn't realize they existed really. Um, but yeah, it's damn good, and I'm really looking forward to getting my physical copy of it and just putting it on a table and using and moving all the tokens around and stuff like that, and actually keeping like a paper and pencil log of my campaign and stuff. I think that's going to be a really cool experience too. TTS is nice for a lot of things, but I don't think it actually does much heavy lifting here. Like there's no scripting almost of any kind other than like the initial setup and stuff, which is fine, but you still have to do a lot of setup manually. And then like you can do the right click thing to like grab a VOF marker or pull an LAT or something, but it's really like fairly minor stuff. And even like the shuffling, there's such minimal shuffling to this game. So yeah, this is one that I'm looking forward to playing physically, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to just leave it set up for like a week and a half and doing, a battle in World War II for a little bit every day. And it's nice to not sit here. I mean, I have done this now, but it's nice. It would be nice to not sit here for just 3 hours at a time and just bust my brain for 3 hours. Just like do like a turn and then leave and come back like 6 hours later and then do another turn kind of thing. Um, but yeah, this has really opened my eyes to fucking World War II or just in general like military war game sort of stuff that I really would have just I don't know passed by entirely earlier without a second glance. Um, so there is at least one other solo war game that I'd like to look at, D-Day at Omaha Beach, for just a different flavor, a slightly simpler flavor than this. It's not quite as intensive, but now it's like maybe everything's just going to pale in comparison to Fields of Fire. I don't know. Maybe this is just the cream of the crop, and I went to it immediately because it's the best. We'll see. But yeah, it is damn good. I mean, I don't know if I can recommend it to anyone unless you're really like prepared. Um Especially like off of TTS. It's like it's such a niche fucking thing. Um it is absolutely the most complex board game I've ever played. And it's a solo World War II era war game. And it's like out of print. And so you have to spend like 190 bucks off of eBay to get it. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, but it's damn good. All right, my name is Mangg. This has been Fields of Fire. I'll see you fine folks around.